Hey guys, and welcome to my easy money runs for newer players guide. Before skipping ahead in this video, let me tell you some basic information about the runs, just that way you kind of know what's going on. To put it into perspective, doing these runs, I've netted about 20 to 30 mil in a few days, doing about 2 to 3 hours of actual money runs. Meaning I got on, played 2 to 3 hours of actual money runs, trying to put in as many as I could, and then either played the game enjoyably and just messed around or went up on my regular day. The video is 3 runs, and each run is on a different map, so there's 3 different maps in here. They do go in order of easiest to hardest, in my opinion, of like what maps are going to be the hardest to make that amount of money on or more money on. But if you are good at a map or prefer a map, feel whatever you want to do, go ahead and run those maps. This is meant for newer players, but if you're an experienced player and you're looking for some money runs, this definitely can help you out if you pay attention, or if you're interested in learning something maybe you don't know. But it's not an in-depth guide, it's just a very basic guide for newer players. For anybody that is new, these runs are meant to be short. Anticipate dying or at least fighting if you're aiming to hit more than one of the high tier loot areas. So basically bring a pistol and maybe a backpack if you can afford to, but you're pretty much going to be sticking with just a pistol. Doesn't matter if you lose it, it gives you a chance to kill a scav and maybe get a better gun. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoy. This is a 2-part video, so this part is all the offline raids. The next part of the video, which will be linked at the end, so feel free to join and watch that one as well, will be all of the exact same raids but done on live servers, so you can see the kind of loot that I got on a live server and the fights that I take and all that stuff. Some excellent raids were had. Really crazy stuff happened on the last 2, the reserves and the shoreline one. Were pretty cool, so go ahead and watch those and enjoy. Alrighty, so we've loaded into our interchange run, and we got kind of a shitty spawn for this, but that's alright. This is an offline raid on this one specifically, but your run will change based on the location that you spawn, so just keep that in mind. I'm going to show you on the screen right now, there's going to be 3 main stores that we're looking to hit right now, which is Texo, Rasmussen, and Techlight, the red store, if you are new to Tarkov and don't know what that is. So for the sake of this, I'm actually going to pop this SJ6 that I have. And we'll go ahead and run up to the center here. Alrighty, so we are coming up through the bottom of this. I don't typically recommend this, but if you happen to be close to this, you absolutely can. So just because of our route, this is actually pretty good for the video, but we'll start with our Rasmussen. This is generally near where Killa spawns, which is right next to Kiba. That's Kiba, and then that's Rasmussen. You'll walk this way. Just be careful, this is a high traffic area, a lot of PvP happens here, so if you don't feel comfortable enough to go there and potentially have to fight for some loot, don't worry about this, just make your way to the next places after this part. But first stop, you want to check behind this desk if you're in here. Rare loot can spawn there. You want to check all the way across on these shelving units here. You can find all sorts of tech spawns and stuff like that that'll spawn there in PC parts. Check all these desks, because each of these desks also can spawn things. See, like there's a Tetris here, and you'll want to check all of these as well, all the way down. So we get a graphics card here as well. You can check these desks. Typically right here I don't find much but a Nix Orleans, but these desks in the center, like this one specifically, I found plenty of Tetris and graphics cards on, as well as that one. Moving on to the next store, you can run out the back of this one. We're gonna head straight to Texo again. Another high traffic area. You got a spawn that's out the front there, you got a spawn to the side out there. You've got 1 or 2 people that can come in from back there, and recently I've seen a lot of people coming out of the escalators here. So if you're coming into this area, you're probably gonna want to, if you're bringing in low loot, you're gonna be running through it as fast as you can. Your goal is just to sprint in here as fast as possible. Check these shelves, check these shelving units, check each side of these shelving units in the center here. That'll let you find graphics cards and Tetrises that can spawn up in these corners and stuff like that up in here. I find, like, here's another Tetris here. I typically find a lot of Tetrises and graphics cards back here. A lot of people seem to forget that even like all the way back here there can be one. I found them there before. You'll check all these open slots. Once you're done with this store, if you still haven't died or anything like that, you'll actually want to make your way up the stairs to the red store tech light, which is probably one of the most contested areas on this map, as are all three of these buildings. So, you know, pick your poison when it comes to this. We got another graphics cards up here. You want to check all the way around on this specific stand. I've seen stuff spawn all around it. Fuel conditioners can spawn down here on the bottom or even there sometimes. Check these units. Nothing really spawns here, but you can find like capacitors and stuff. I've had things spawn on here before. Check all three of these shelving units right here. I've had plenty of graphics cards spawn in there. The next main one that I usually check is this one right here. Then you'll check these. You'll just kind of circle around.
2 hours later.
Don't be afraid to stop and take a quick look and like a closer look to make sure. You're gonna want to check all these, like these capacitors there. Specifically on this one, a lot of people don't know about this one, but if you walk, sorry, the stim is wearing off. You have to walk up onto it to see what's up here. If it's a phone or something that's laying down prone there, so just keep that in mind. Next, to check this circle stand here, you're just gonna check all the shelving units in the store essentially as you pass by them, because I've seen stuff spawn everywhere in here. Check this middle one. Check the tops of them just in case. I've had things spawn up there as well. We got a GM counter there. And doesn't look like anything else spawned here. That'll be the 3 main spawns that you're going to be checking. Other than that, if you happen to have the free time, there's 2 bonus places that you can loot if you manage to stay alive, and you can pick however you want to get there. You're going to be running back towards Kiba, where Killa and the high PvP area is. Make our way back over here. There's a couple more tech spawns that people don't know about. Pass by Kiba, so directly across from Mantis here. Sorry, that's the Discord in the background, people joining and leaving. Straight across from Mantis here. I don't see this one too commonly, but this store straight across, German. Inside of here, all along these shelves, you can find sometimes stuff. This specific thing right here, like there's something in here. We'll find this here real quick. Alright, well, something is inside of here, but I cannot reach it or get to it. But it is in there. Just keep in mind, something can spawn on top of there. Behind this computer, you can find some money sometimes. Along these shelves, you'll find other things as well. I've had graphics cards and Tetris to spawn there as well. Moving on to the next place, we'll be straight across from Emercom. This one is not a highly contested area, but definitely be cautious when running through here. You'll catch people who spawn on this idea front side over here, running in over here. You want to come in, you want to check this immediate desk here, check this other immediate desk here, then you'll run to these back shelves here and this desk here and just check all of these. I've had graphics cards spawn down here plenty of times. If you have the time, you're welcome to check this. Sometimes you can get gold chains and medical supplies there. I usually like to run to the back here and check this bag if you want to. That's all up to you. I just figure I'm in the store, I may as well. And last major place for loot, or high tier loot I should say, that we're going to be going for is all the way in the back over here, or I guess the front of idea over here. Be careful, because if you do spawn on the other side of the map and you're just now making it over here because you didn't died at all, just be careful of all the players that do spawn over here. Sometimes they're kind of slow, they'll be looting or whatnot. But if you get lucky and nobody's over here, feel free to just run straight through. We're gonna run this way, pass by. I usually just straight sprint it. It's kind of fun to keep it in the back of your head of just seeing how far you can get and how much loot you can grab out of this. Make it a little mini game for yourself. But just for reference, that's the front of the store that goes directly to the north side train spawn. If you come in there, you just go up and to the left. Coming in the back side here, it'll be all the way against the wall here. You'll want to check all of these open spots on these shelves. Things can spawn on each of these. Any of these, doesn't look like anything has spawned here this time. You want to do the same thing on this side. Check they here. Check all these open spots. There's a GM counter there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. That's a pretty good one, but nothing there this time. We're not too lucky at the idea spawns, but just keep in mind a lot of things can spawn there. You're welcome to search all these computers that are in here for flash drives if you need them. But keep in mind as well, up here is a pretty good spawn. You can find graphics cards here and here a lot. And then you'll want to definitely check this desk. We didn't get lucky this time with the desk, but I've had a graphics card spawn here before. There's rare loot like 1G phones and stuff like that will spawn there as well. And that'll be it for Interchange. When you're done with your run, you just throw everything into your Alpha, Gamma, or whatever you've got, and we just head on out to our exit. Alrighty, so we're into our Reserves map. Reserves is actually a really good map. It's basically your free version of Labs. So on our Reserves runs here, it's going to be a little bit different. You're going to have to adjust your route depending on what's already been hit, what you feel like may have been hit already, or if people are already fighting there. Again, all up to you. It's up to your advisement. But this is the route, or the general areas that you'll want to be taking is where I'll be taking you. Same thing, we'll go ahead and pop our stimulant here and run a little longer and faster. This is probably the worst spawn to get. There is a marked room in that building that you can loot. I don't generally recommend it. Not great stuff comes out of it unless you're looking for marked room stuff. And you generally get collapsed on from both over here and the other side of trains. With that being said, go ahead and make our way to the dorms. The first set of dorms that we'll be hitting is, I find to be... I don't know, it's a unique set of dorms, but it's usually contested, but occasionally you just get nobody going for it at all. So if it's one of those, good for you. If not, just be prepared that you may have to just leave it in the dust behind you and move to the next place. But assuming that you get a closer spawn to it, or you're willing to fight for it and think you can get there first, absolutely. We will be hitting the GPU room. There is two ways to get into it. You can obviously buy the key, which I will show you on the screen here. You'll have to look at the flea market. The prices fluctuate. Or, of course, the tried and true method for free. You can jump from the 3rd floor to it. You do not break any legs or anything like that. It's a completely easy way to get in. But you do have to jump out the window to get out as well. So, it's at the front of the helicopter here. It's this first set of buildings here. We're going to go ahead and run in here. I'll show you the jumping way if you don't have a key. If you do have a key, you just walk up to there. I did not bring the key with me, but in this case, we'll be running up. You'll be looking to go out this far right window of the first room on the stairs here. All you got to do is just jump straight out the window. You'll land on the roof here, and you'll walk in here. So just keep in mind, a lot of people will be looking for this. You could get shot. Just keep it in mind. Move as quick as possible. You're going to want to check all of these shelving units in here. Check the tables. Jump over this, check this side as well. So there's a graphics card that spawns here, circuit boards, more PC parts. You want to check, yeah, these shelves, these tables all along here, and you can loot these PCs if you feel safe enough to do so. I typically do not. I just kind of let it go. Just keep in mind, if you are in here and you pick up something, I would recommend getting to safety, like something like right here, to put it into your container. I've had plenty of times where I've picked up two, graphics cards or Tetras, and I managed to get one in there, but by the time I get one in there, somebody snipes me from across. So just keep it in mind. A lot of people do watch for that. When you're exiting, I highly recommend just jumping to the roof and running onto this bench here, and then running off, and you're good to go. That's if you're just trying to leave. If you're continuing the loot path and you have a key and you can just walk out, what you're going to want to do next is check these 3rd floors. You want to check all these tables so you can pick up things like condensed milk and whatnot. Check all these tables for military spawns. There's a radio there. That's pretty good money. That's about, I think it's 87k right now to the therapist. If you want to sell it to the therapist, you'll come in here and check again all these desks and these computer parts areas. You can find some stuff here. Walk around through here. And you're going to check each and every single one of these rooms up here. When it comes to these shelving units, you do need to walk all the way up to them here. For some reason, I don't know if it's been patched or not. I do not believe so. But the military control boards that can spawn here will not spawn unless you are close enough to see them for some reason. So things can despawn. I don't know if the filter will do that. The filter doesn't look like it will. So anyway, so there's a filter here. There's another filter here. So just keep in mind, just check all of these, and if it's dark or you're doing a night raid, just walk along like this, and you'll see it. Just look for the white dot. So that'll be it for this set of dorms. If you do have a marked key for this key over here, you can absolutely hit that. If not, I would recommend going to tech building. So assuming that you do have the marked key for this, all you're going to want to do is head to this side of the dorms over here and head on down. and it will be this door here. Again, I did not bring my key, so it will be that door there. That's the marked room. If you don't want to hit that marked room, or you feel like you could potentially get more loot because you got a close spawn to here, I highly recommend running to this building here. I call this building the tech building because there is a ton of technology spawns and military spawns inside of here. If you're looking for military filters, military cables, and all that stuff, you'll find plenty of it. What you'll typically come in from is over here on this side. You'll walk in, you'll see all these shelves. You're gonna check the bottoms. I would recommend paying attention to the top parts here. You can find military control boards there. Look across the bottom, look across the bottoms. Check here, things can spawn here. All across the bottoms here, so there's a power cord there on the floor. Check across the bottoms again. Check onto this, walk up to this and look at it. Things can spawn inside of this that you cannot see, so you'll just have to walk up for it and look for it. Iridium sells for pretty good. That's another rare spawn area that can spawn there. Graphics cards I've seen spawn there. You'll want to enter to this next room right here. Go look across the bottom just for any tech spawns. I haven't had too much luck with this room, but I have had friends occasionally find graphics cards and stuff in here, so absolutely look for those. Next, we'll go through the gate here. Typically recommend going to the second floor really quickly if you feel like you have the time. You can find like military control boards and military cables spawn here. You can run through here and check all these boxes, check along the floor, check on these boxes, the green boxes here, these green boxes. Open this door. On the bottom left here, I've had a graphics card spawn in this corner here. You'll walk across to these green boxes here. You can check all of these as well, just for random spawns. Had plenty of things spawn there before. We will head on to downstairs actually to D2 is where we're gonna head next. So back to the way you came, all the way down to the basement. Be careful of D2 here. You're welcome to check this room, by the way. If you need ammunition, can spawn there. Guns can spawn in here. Attachments can spawn in here. There's some ammo over here. So like BS ammo, like decent ammo that you can get will spawn there if you're in need of AK ammo. But we're gonna head on down to the D2. This is a highly contested area, I find, because there is raiders that can spawn down here. Players will spawn in the general vicinity, and there's a lot of technology spawns. Skip the 3 boxes in the center unless you feel like you can loot them. You'll enter into this great hall here. You're going to be looking for this single door next to the double doors. You're going to enter, go to your first door on the right here. There's both of these doors are connected here. To the next room. Typically you'll break the glass. If the glass is already broken, that means somebody's been through here, so just keep that in mind. You're going to be heading straight for the back room here. In this back room is where you'll find the D2 power. So go ahead and turn that on. And you're going to want to check all of these. And you're going to walk across sideways. Just look for the white dot if you're moving fast. Doesn't look like we got lucky with that. But that's what you're going to be looking for. Intel, I'm told, can be spawning on these desks. So you can just give them all a quick look over. If you see anything. We're going to be looking across these desks. I have found a folder of intelligence inside of this blue folder here. So you can find folders of intelligence there. I've had folders of intelligence spawn over here as well. I usually check this one. I have yet to have one spawn there, but I haven't done it too often. Folders can spawn here. So again, didn't look like we got too lucky with the folders. Not a common spawn, but at least common enough that it's worth checking. Next, we're going to head straight out to the D2 exit and make our way out. That'll be it for the buildings that I typically like to loot for my loot runs. Easy little loot runs. When you do come through here, you're going to want to check that corner. You're going to want to check underneath the stairs, and you're definitely going to want to check behind this door. People can sit there. Not too common, but it has happened. You'll go through here, do the same thing, check that corner in case anybody spawns there. As you walk through here, typically I tend to look down. You can find loot down there in the bottom. Nothing fancy, but you can find like water filters and stuff like that, and tube, and just look around and see if you see anything. Fuel can spawn up here. You get metal fuel tanks and stuff like that, which are going for a good price right now because of the Bitcoin increase in price. Next, we'll come through here. We're getting closer to the exit, but if you manage to get in here and there's nothing wrong with it, no fights or anything like that, you're feeling relatively safe, I would absolutely recommend checking these. Up inside of all of these, you can find AESA spawns, which are going for almost 2 mil as of right now. But you do need 4 of them for solar power for your generator to use less fuel. Open this door back here. There is folders of intelligence that can spawn along here. And back over here, you got 2 drawers that you can loot and a safe. Go ahead and loot that safe right now. Typical safe loot, just get a little bit of money. Following that, I occasionally do check these. I have found very rarely some things that have spawned over in these shelving units occasionally. There's a toolbox there. You're welcome to check down below, down in here. I don't find too much. I personally like to go over here on my way out and check the bottom over here. And right on this right here, this first little falling down locker, I found military cable and stuff that spawns here before. And if you go to the back, you can find things like over here. There's a 60 rounder mag that spawns there, and I find ammunition that spawns inside of this crate there. That's a little bit dark, so it's a little hard to see, but you can find it there. And that'll wrap it up for our tech run, money run on this map. Alrighty, so we're actually going to be starting this one directly at the resort because this is where the majority of these of this run, your money run on this map specifically, will be taking place. So wherever you spawn, just make your way there. If you're at the helicopter, that'll be east wing and west wing. First, we're going to start on east. I would highly recommend, if you haven't already, there are plenty of videos on there out there on this, so I'm not going to go over it and cover it, but recommend watching some of those videos and figuring out which keys work best for you. I'll just take you through the rooms that I happen to have, that I have via, either bought them or found them. A couple of the main rooms you're going to be hitting, if you manage to get Sanitar's key or key with tape, you're going to want to hit this room. I do not have this one currently. But we will go ahead and make our way upstairs. So your goal is to get here first, or at least fight for it. The things that you're really looking for when people come here are going to be your lead X spawns. So we're going to go hit 205 and 226. So 226 is going to be further down this way. There's a couple of good rooms around here. You're gonna want to check. So this one is a lead X spawn one, and a lot of these rooms are connected. So what you're gonna be looking for is down all of these here is where it spawns. And then you get checking here for the Salua. We'll just pick this up just to show everything that can spawn in here. Check this bed and check all this as you come through here. You want to come into here. This will be another decent spawn. You can find like graphics cards and Tetris spawn there sometimes. Just take a look around. There's a bunch of stuff in here. In here, inside this box here, you want to make sure you check that. I've had Bitcoins spawn in here, and they'll spawn like closer into the corner, so make sure you take a good look in there. Go ahead and leave this room. Make our way back on over to 205. So just look through a couple of the guides, find some keys that look like they have good loot behind you. There are a lot of guys that are just on the rooms alone. I recommend picking both sides keys if you can, and not just doing one. Mostly because like just trying to do east side or just trying to do west side, you'll find that you get contested a lot. Sometimes it's better to go and just kind of make your way to either side. So we have some food and water spawns here. Inside of this box here, you can find some rare loot as well. You come over here, same thing. You'll check this desk and loot all this stuff. You got IFAK med spawns here. Check these gun crates. I'm not going to go through each one of them, but each of these obviously can spawn some stuff in them. So that'll be it for the second floor of keys that I personally have. I would highly recommend, if you are around here, checking these lockers here, because you can find some keys on the floor there and sometimes up in there. We'll head to the third floor here, and we'll start from the inside. We'll start at 306. 306 here, I believe, is connected with 305. No, it's just, yeah, it's okay, yeah, so it's this room over here on the left. So first you're gonna come in here. This is a pretty decent room. You have 4 computer spawns that you can check for graphic cards and stuff like that. Gold chains that spawn in here. Rare loot can spawn around there. You'll jump over here, over the balcony. You'll take a look around, and sometimes some stuff can spawn around here. Take a look. Doesn't look like anything too special spawned here. Unfortunate. We'll go ahead and unlock that. And we'll go ahead and take our leave. And this one is 308. So you only have to buy one of these keys. Make sure you guys pay attention to any guides that are explaining that. A lot of the rooms are connected, so you only need one key and you can go for either one. This one is connected to one of these over here, I believe. Anyway, so we're going to continue. Head across the balcony. You can check these rooms as you pass by them for random stuff. I've had like random meds and stuff in there spawn. Check this room here. It'll be 314. Door opens. You'll want to check the table here for random stuff. I I don't know if anything can spawn on the floor there, but I've had stuff spawn in here before. Check around. Got a box there that you can loot. That's another decent one. The main reason that you come over here, though, is on top of these boxes right here can spawn a red keycard. Or, sorry, not a red keycard, a lead X. My bad, lead X. And then you can check these, and that'll be about all that you're going to be coming here for. Continue down the hallway here. Go to our next room. I have 316. Open that door up. This is going to be a gun parts room, so this is really good for mechanics quests and stuff like that, but you can make a lot of money off of these. So you'll pick up any parts that you're interested in here, and loot the gun racks, and you'll be good to go there. Continue down the hallway here. I always like to just check each of these doors. If you don't know what keys you have, you can always check it. Sometimes these free rooms can have stuff in them, so I just like to go in and check these as well. Other than that, we'll be looking good here. I do happen to have some west keys, so we'll go ahead and look for those. I do not have those keys this time. So we'll make our way back. Obviously in this offline raid, I'm just kind of walking around. I'm not too worried about anything. We are going to hit the second floor to cross on the sky bridge. I do recommend doing that in your runs as well. If you're running solo or with a squad, this is fine. Most of these work best solo or with a duo at best or at most. If you're having any more than 2 players going on a money run with you, it becomes a little convoluted. And loot gets split a little bit much and you don't make it out with as much. So there's a couple of rooms that I do highly recommend buying keys for. 221, 220, and then I have the West Wing 112. So we have 220 right here. 220 is really good. You find a lot of meds and stuff in here. I get a lot of SJ6s that you're going to be running for here. Those are quite useful. 70k if you find them in raid, or they're useful for just raids. Check this box here. Bitcoins and golden roosters and stuff like that can spawn there. You can search all these gun crates and these ammo boxes. And then I don't think, yeah, nothing spawns over here. And then we're going to head across to 221. This is another highly contested room. It has lead X spawns as well. You're going to be coming in here. You're going to check these boxes for random stuff. I think there's a golden star right there. We'll go ahead and pop that in. Go to the right here is where your red keycard can spawn here. And you got some ammo that you can loot. You're welcome to open these up. Nothing really ever spawns in here, so I wouldn't even waste your time, honestly. Got some condensed milk that spawns, and you can have some random stuff that'll spawn around here as well. And this happens to be a triple room, so you do happen to be able to go all the way to the right side over here. You're really just kind of coming over for that. You can check this table for stuff. And last but not least, out of the keys I do have is the 112 key, which is the blue key card spawn, I believe. You're going to head down the hallway here. And it will be your first door here. So mostly these rooms are for, you're aiming for the lead X's and hopefully to get out alive with the lead X's. I believe it spawns right there. This is also a mission room. You will need it for chemicals there, I believe. Or vitamins. Vitamins, actually, I think is what it spawns there. But you're going to be checking for the key card there, and that's really about it.